What's going on, gentlemen? Back again with another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about semen retention and women. We're going to talk about women, because that's what everyone loves so much, right? So, I've been in this office job and everything, right? And the women, I've been super ignoring them. And I was thinking about talking about this topic, right? It's about, communicating with women, right? I was thinking about talking about this topic, and then on my way home from the grocery store tonight, I listened to one of Marshall Brockway's videos where he was talking about communicating with women. And he was saying, I don't really want to say not to communicate with women, like it sounds bad, and he's kind of just crying, right? It's like semen retention YouTubers a lot of times are kind of just crying about their issues on the internet, right? And that's what he's doing. He's like, nah, it just, things are so bad, and wah, 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 right? Don't want to hear it. It's nonsense. It's depressing, right? So he was talking about, trying to understand them, trying to understand women. And my father, when I was a child, I'm going to tell you all a story. When I was in high school, my high school sweetheart was on her period. Unbeknownst to me. I don't really know what girls go through with periods, right? I've grown up with a brother. I don't understand girls. She's the first girl that I begin to learn that, oh, this is how girls are. I had to learn to be gentle with her. I didn't know. I had no idea that I had to be gentle with her. I'd hurt her feelings and just had no clue, right? So, one day, she's like, Nick, I'm sad. She texts me that. Okay, what's going on? I don't know, I'm just sad. Okay, why are you sad? I just said I don't know, I'm just sad. Call me. So I call her. I don't know what's going on, right? I know now in hindsight she was on her period, but I talked to her on the phone. On and on and on. Talked to her for 45 minutes. Whatever. Couldn't fix it. She's still sad. I'm texting her. I've tried everything. I don't know what to do. I've tried everything. I've told her everything nice. I've said everything right. I don't know what to do. And so I go to my dad and I'm like, Dad, what do I do about this? She's freaking out for a long time, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what her issue is. I don't know how to fix it. My dad said, in his infinite wisdom, I was pacing around the living room, what's going on, Dad? Why is this happening? Right? I'm not freaking out, but I'm just give me some help, Dad. Give me some advice. You got a wife. What do I do? Right? This is why we need strong fathers right here. Good lesson. So, my dad looks at me and says, Son, the best way to understand a woman is to not try to understand her. And that was all he said. That was all I needed to hear. I remember walking through the hallway towards my room, just as happy as I could be. I was like, I don't have to try to fix it. I don't have to understand. I don't have to care. That's what my dad just said. The best way, right? Without saying it, he said, just don't care. Give a fuck. She's freaking out. It happens. She'll be good tomorrow. She'll be good in an hour, right? So as soon as that happens, and I stop texting her, she sends me another text. She's like, why aren't you replying to me? And I don't respond. Until later that night. Oh, she was so nice later that night. Everything was fine. Her issue was all gone. It just magically vanished. You know what her issue was? She wanted attention. She wanted attention. So, when I hear someone talking about communicating with women, the thing that someone like Marshall is missing is that he was saying, the last thing I heard, I cut it off. The last thing I heard was him saying, Everyone says we need to communicate. We need to communicate. No, 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 no. Not everyone says that. The women say that we need to communicate. That's your first issue, is listening to women. That's your first fucking issue, is listening to them. That's why you can't communicate with them. Because they don't want to communicate. They want to talk to you. They want you to listen to them so they feel like they're getting attention. Have you not noticed? I was just thinking about in high school, a party we were at. And this girl had this guy laid on the ground. And she was grinding on him. Straddling him, grinding on him in these yoga pants. And she had a big ass. And the whole party was gathered around cheering this on. People recording it. She was so embarrassed the next day. And I was thinking about that today, the girl that did it. And I was like, yeah, that was fatherless behavior. She had a very weak father. And girls, you've all seen this. Whether the attention is negative or positive, women do not care. They just want attention. Right? Attention is all that matters to them. It's their complete currency. So, if you want women to act right, you do that. You turn your back to them. You ignore them. I did that to a girl yesterday. I was teasing her, right? I was training her, and she was setting up a customer, and then a different guy came in, and he set up a customer. He had a follow-up that came in. So I'm just standing there, just watching, helping her out when she needs it, just watching. And this guy's customer looked at me and said, "Are you the boss? You look like the manager." And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am." Everyone here calls me Big Boss Nick, right? And, I'm just having fun with it. I'm like, yep, Big Boss Nick. That's what everyone calls me. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not the manager. I'm not Big Boss Nick, right? But I am Big Boss Nick. And I will be the manager soon. So this girl is like, I told her, I was like, you have to refer to me as Big Boss Nick from now on. She's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I turned my back to her. And she laughed so hard. She had a really good sense of humor. She thought it was so funny. And she told me, it was so powerful. She told me, she was like, I'm going to start using that. I'm going to start turning my back on people. Yes, because you're a female. And when I do that, it's ignoring you. And that hurts, right? And so guess what? She called me Big Boss Nick. Big Boss Nick, bitch! Right? So, if you want to communicate with women, you ignore them until they beg for your attention, and then you say, this is the law, this is the rule, shut the fuck up. That's what happens. It's not complicated. Women are emotional. They're so easy. They're so easy because they're emotional. It's unrealistically easy because they run off of attention. And when they don't get attention, they feel bad. They get upset, right? They don't understand it. They think they're entitled. Now, you have even more power now as a man than you've ever had before, right? We've always had power. But it's even more now because they're entitled. They think that they're entitled to your attention. A random, strange man, you have to call her pretty. You have to be nice to her, right? That's like the cultural thing, right? So if you take your attention away, it's going to affect her even more, right? They'll pretend, I get attention all over the place, but they don't. These bitches are empty as fuck. That's why they're searching for attention from everyone. All the time, everywhere they go. Because they're empty inside. So your attention really matters to her. Take it away. Stop communicating. No more communicating. Right? Marshall doesn't want to say it. I'll say it. For you, Marshall, I'll say it. Stop communicating with women. Yeah, what the fuck? I don't talk to the women in the office. They come up to me and talk to me. Every single one of them. Dudes in the office are salty because I'm outperforming them on work, and they're all realizing the women like me. It's taken them a minute to understand it, to know. I've known they like me. Yes, I ignore them. I'm good looking and I ignore them. They hate it. They can't stand it, right? But they know. I've talked to a couple of them, right? They know I'm a misogynist. Shut up. I don't want to hear you speak. You speak when spoken to. Women are to be seen and not heard, right? Nothing is different. Nothing is new. The world is so much easier than it's ever been before. It's easier to win. It's easier to get the women, right? It's easier to be the man. I could go on and on and on. Because nobody has control over their own mind. Nobody can perform on their own. Nobody else is retaining. Nobody else is eating healthy. Nobody else is meditating. Nobody else is just grinding, just working hard, not being distracted, right? Nobody else is talking to the girls, right? You can ignore the fuck out of girls and then talk to one a day. I just talked to a girl at the grocery store. I picked up this bag of cranberries, right? It was fresh cranberries, refrigerated. And this girl comes walking by. And I said, hey, do you know if I can just eat these cranberries? And she was Colombian. So there was a little culture gap between us, right? And she kind of didn't understand. And then she started talking about sauces with cranberries. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't give a fuck. Can I eat the cranberries or not? And then she said, well, how do you plan on eating them? And I said, just by the handful. I just want to take the cranberries and pop them in my mouth. Can I do that? Right? I've drank cranberry juice. I'm not thinking. And she says, no, don't do that. She gets real animated for a second. I was like, okay. And then I remembered, oh yeah, they dry cranberries and sweeten them because they're super bitter. And I looked at her and said, see, you just saved my life tonight. And I put the cranberries away. Not a single laugh from her. She didn't even understand what I was saying. So I asked where she was from. She said Colombia. I said Colombia. As I started walking away, right? And I said, what brings you here? She said, my husband. And I just walked away. Dipped out, right? She was cute. I didn't think she was too hot, but I was going to ask for a number for the hell of it. Just for the sport of the game. She said, my husband. She didn't have a ring on her finger. I don't know if it was true or not. I don't think she was into me. I didn't get the signals. So I don't say anything. I just walk away. And she's like, have a good night. I was like, you too. I didn't even turn around. Well, I see her when she's checking out. And she keeps looking over at me. She keeps staring at me and looking over at me. Yes. Yes. Just stop paying attention, right? You can talk to a woman without giving her attention. It's actually very simple. It's very simple. Here's how you do it. You ask her for something. You ask her for help or something. And once you get what you need, you leave. Right? Come on. We've all done this. You say what you have to until you get what you need. And then you kick her out. It's the same thing. You're just not going all the way with the stuff, right? It's just a conversation. Right? It's the same thing. I can't tell you how many women I've convinced, just like this girl for Big Boss Nick, right? That I've convinced to do something for me. And it's after they do it, they realize oh, fuck. He got me. Yes, you're a woman. Right, it happened today at work. A woman came walking by. Started talking to her. She didn't really want to stop, but she stopped. And then I Rico Suave'd her. And she stayed there. And she was listening to me, right? I could tell she didn't want to stop, but then she stopped. And I had her fully engaged. And about midway through our conversation, I saw the light come on. And she realized she had stopped. And I had gotten her. I had Rico Suave'd her. And she said, nope, not interested. And ran away. Right? Fucking liberal females. Fucking Yankee females, right? And the dude I was working with, who's from New York, was like, yeah, I was talking about it. I was like, you saw that? You saw how I Rico Suave'd her and she realized midway, and he saw it all. And he was like, yeah, people out here are very egotistical. So if you do that, they feel like you got them. And she had to save her ego by being like, no thanks, and running away from you. And it was like, you already lost, woman. Like, I already got it. You suck. Right? Whatever. But, the beautiful thing about semen retention is you get to a point where you don't need female attention. Right? You're fucking good. Your cup is full. You don't need a woman to make you feel like a man. You don't need a woman to make you feel strong. You don't need a woman for you to be confident. You've got it all in yourself. You're already confident. You're already strong. You already work hard, right? That's when you actually get a wife. That's when a wife actually comes into your life, is when it's all already flowing out of you. A lot of guys, my roommate that I'm living with is like this. He depends on female attention for his confidence, right? When he's getting girls, he's a million times more confident. And he's salty all the time around me because I've got the confidence naturally. I don't need the female attention for confidence. I got it within me. So the women just come to me. He has to go out and do all this extra excess work. Nah. Like, yeah, it feels good. It feels cool to have a woman submit to you. Of course. It's awesome. It's the greatest thing ever, right? Call me Big Boss Nick, bitch. Right? Love it. Love it. We all love it. She didn't want to say it. She didn't want to take that form of submission, but she did. And it was great. For me. Right? She even enjoyed it too. But, yeah, you know, when your balls are full, your cup starts overflowing. Right? You take a shit and sperm comes out or something. It's prostate fluid, right? That shit happens to me literally every fucking day. Right? I take a shit and fucking, it's like sperm comes out. Right? I had to look it up and make sure something wasn't wrong with me. But my cup's full, right? My cup is full. I have wet dreams every once in a while because my cup is full. I don't need a woman to make me confident. I've already got it here. So the women really like it. They can tell. And they're like, dang, this guy is nice. He's got it going on. And, that's just the beauty of semen retention as a whole. Is you're already full. Your cup's already full. You're already doing what you have to do. You're hitting the gym. You're working out. You're getting a deeper voice, a better posture, better skin, thicker hair, fuller beard, right? Glowing eyes. You've got more energy. You're able to talk to people, make eye contact. You have all these characteristics and traits that just make you an irresistible man. The women can just smell the testosterone leaking out of your pores. And they fucking love it. Right? But all of that came from you. It didn't come from her. And that is your power. That gives you so much power within yourself. To just say, yeah, like, in the past, for me, I relied on always having a girl that I was sleeping with regularly for my confidence, to make me feel better than other men. Right? Now I don't need that. Now I know within myself that I'm better than other men. That I can outperform them, I can outwork them, I can out Rico Suave women than them, like all of it. All of it I can do better. I can kick their ass, everything. Because I took the time to fill my own cup. Let it be full myself, right? And when you get to that place, you don't have to communicate with women. They stop asking you to communicate with them. They might say it, they might want it, but they know. They know damn well that they actually like you better when you're not communicating with her. Because if you try to communicate with her, she thinks you're a punk. She thinks you're a fucking punk if you try to talk with her, right? She's got you. She's punked you. She's got you wrapped around her little finger, right? And girls don't like that. They don't fucking like that. So, right? Why would you want to communicate? I mean, are you going to act like talking to a girl is fun? Right? The girl I worked with yesterday, she's really cool. She had 3 older brothers. So her and I could vibe. We could get along. But she wasn't very feminine. Right? It was like I was one of her brothers. There was nothing feminine about her. Right? So I could tease her and she would laugh. She wouldn't get her feelings hurt. That was nice. But she's a girl. Right? It was kind of weird. It was like, you should get your feelings hurt when I tease you. Like, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem right that you don't feel any type of way. Right? Now, later on in the day, she started getting a little emotional and shit, and so she went home. Right? When I'm with the boys, you know, we fuck with each other all the time and everything's good. These motherfuckers just laugh. Right? And I have a lot more fun because they dish it back. But like, come on. If you just watch humans interact with each other, the men all talk to each other, the women all talk to each other. So you as a man wanting to communicate with a woman is strange behavior. That's not like, even in like fucking lions and shit, like the bros hang together and the women hang together. Right? It's in deer. The bros hang together and the females hang together. It's strange behavior to always want to talk to a woman. To always want to be around a woman, right? It's obviously cup is empty behavior. You need a female's attention to feel like something, which is female behavior because they feed off of male attention to feel something. Right? So fuck that shit. Fuck all that shit, guys. Don't try to communicate with women. When they tell you about communication, shut up, bitch. You're too emotional to communicate. You literally cannot describe what you are feeling because it's emotions and you're feeling everything all at once. And you're talking to me about communication. Now, I know you're super emotional in this moment because I just said all of that, but also turn that off for 1 second and think of how retarded that is. That I don't feel everything you feel, and you're trying to describe to me an emotion. Please, woman, describe to me what sadness is. I'm feeling bad. Okay, so what is that? I could feel bad just because I have food poisoning. Does that mean that I'm sad or am I sick? Right? You cannot describe. You cannot communicate an emotion. Ask two people, why are you in love? They cannot tell you. Why are you trying to communicate with an emotional creature? It makes no sense, right? You shouldn't. Okay, whatever. Right? You should be able to have a little conversation with her, a little vibe with her, right? And it's good. You don't have to have this communication to come to a point of understanding and da-da-da. No, bitch, you're a woman. You come to me. You submit to me. You understand me. I don't understand you. Right? You are a female. You are empathetic. You are emotional. You can feel my moods as soon as they change. My ex-girlfriend one time said something to me, and I immediately got mad about what she said. And before I said anything, she said, "Oh, that made you mad." She was that in tune with me. They were riding in my truck. And she said it that fast. Immediately, she said, "Oh, that made you mad. I'm sorry." Yes, that's how it's supposed to be. You communicate with me. I am the king. I am the Don. I am Big Boss Nick. You come to me to communicate with me. I don't go to you to communicate with you. Okay, fellas? Like the video, comment what you think, and subscribe to the channel. Have a good one.